Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 21 of the Savage Lands Season 2. And today, Brighton's Portals sees some serious expansions. We're going to complete the guild hall here, and I have decided to break with my own code and just engrave the hell out of that place. Also, I have decided that this city needs another layer, so I have started to dig out a completely new layer of the city, which will be done as soon as possible. So another thing has occurred. A new church wants to be established in our city, so we're going to make sure that this will happen too. And last but not least, we're going to establish a new military strike force here, which will eventually either guard our area here on the surface or do raids on the goblins in the south, which is actually the real reason why we originally founded this fortress. So I hope you guys are in for another ride with this place here. So a jagged steel right gauntlet. Awesome. Just a right gauntlet, because it would be boring to have two. So alrighty, jagged steel. That's interesting because jagged steel is something very special. So, okay. Good thing. Thanks, buddy. Chaste unions. Alright, whatever that's supposed to mean. So, my men, the inky howls have still a couple of crundles to dispose of. Or, well, one dude of the inky howls has. Jeez, quite a destructive person. Okay, so these are the things that I have in store for today. And I'm pretty sure that we will encounter things that will surprise us at the time between. So first off, I want to set up the new temple that has been requested. So we're going to have some sort of a... let's make it like that. Probably without that bulge here. Yeah, let's do this like that. Looks a little bit like an axe, doesn't it? I like it. So, the Lustful Cult. Now that sounds like a fun organization, eh? Hey, I also remember last episode there were immigrants, and you know what that means? Animals need to be pastured. I'm so proud of myself. I actually remembered it this time, and I somehow need to take care of all those critters that we got there. The cages are starting to be too full, you know? It's just too much. So, export ban on warhammers. Gotcha, my man. Why would you export a warhammer in the first place? Okay, so new area needs to be floored out. Electrum bars. I'm so tempted every time I see them, but no, we're not gonna do that. So I'm already looking forward to see what kind of deity will be revered here. Revered. Sorry, always thinking pronouns is different. Revered. One day my brain will also get that down. Promise. Okay, and also the library. The library is happening, my men, and we sadly don't have any written content here, but our scholars are already discussing diseases. Is that a good thing? I don't know if this is a good thing. This doesn't sound like a good thing. Anyways, none of my business. Alright. So the new city district here hasn't brought any materials. There was no gemstone, no nothing. Just raw gabbro. Such is life, man. Pretty brutal. But now they are finally digging out the temple. I know that I could have swapped the prioritizations to something more useful. I'm well aware of that. So here again, no turret. I bet that's because the turret block stockpile is in interaction for a second, and then the game's like, no, you cannot interact with it. Somebody's already touching it. There is no turret block stockpile. What are you talking about, dude? That's roughly how things are coming together here, in case you ever wondered why sometimes things just flat out disappear, because that's actually what's happening there. Okay, so the lustful cult. Let's see. What god will be revered here? New temple. So, the lustful cult is a Golgan organization. Yeah, great. The muck god. Yeah, that sounds, that sounded originally like fun, but then they went with the muck god, and then they, maybe it's a spa, who knows. I just know that we are missing a Golgan temple here too. You know, when we're doing things like that, the larval sanctuary, oh man, must you guys overdo it every time? Oh, I'm trying to get along with you. Sanctuary, yuck. Keep your larvae. Whatever, so the thing is, that temple should be really, really easy to do. 2,000 bucks are by now a cheap and easy thing to do for us, and therefore I'm going to get my attention elsewhere. So this is looking dandy, doesn't it? So let's create that new squad. Bam. Oh man, I'm so excited. Lens Bolts of Morning. Are you serious, dudes? I don't like your title. Get disbanded. Daggers of Watching. Well, that's better. They might be composed of spear fighters mostly, but let's call them daggers, whatever. This will surely bring confusion among the enemy. Alrighty, so let's just hope that we got all the gear that I need. That's the only thing I have in mind here. So, there we go. And in the long run, I find it would be really, really cool if we'd had a Mark's Dwarf squad as well. But, you know, one thing at a time. I cannot do all the things at once. And therefore, one thing at a time. Looks like we're totally lacking shields here, so let's do something about that. I don't know. How are my wood stockpiles? Oh yeah, brilliant. Really, really good. So we're just going to order 10 of these wooden shields here. Hey, probably we got them already. So let's see. Yeah, whatever. We're just going to do this like that. So this'll take a moment to configure that, but whatever. I by now I got used to these things, you know, and it actually ain't that horrible. Oh, but look at that. I have configured the usage of wooden shields, but I don't see any wooden shields on them. So actually, I think that work order was totally justified. Yep. Brilliant. I like it. So that's going to lead to another full squad of steel-clad dwarves. Boy, oh boy. We're really, really kicking it here. So the shields are coming together little by little. And to keep all industries in motion, let's make sure that more charcoal will be produced by the subterranean wood chopping industry. But I do realize that we do have a little bit of a hauling issue here. Say, is the corpse stockpile again overburdened? No? Just don't have enough people for all the tasks that we got by now. It's really, really, really disturbing by now. And we got so many things that need our attention, and obviously workers are not getting the job done here. So, yeah, well, so what I do realize, this whole project of killing off stuff here in the barracks just doesn't work well, you know. There's constantly stuff here rotting, and that's pretty much freaking out our military, so we have to stop that. I hope that the dumping job will now finally get them into motion. Something's I mean, it is already so long like this that there's already something skeletized down there. So I think that this stockpile must be too small because, you know, we do have the personnel. It's not like we have not enough workers here, so I feel as if I'm being trolled by my stockpiles yet again. Probably it's not enough loom, kitchen, still. Dude! You're starting to really piss me off here, my man. So, loom, kitchen, and still. Boy, oh boy, that's a lot of stuff. So, yeah, we got to take care of that guy somehow. Kitchen. And still. There we go. Good thing that I noticed these right away and replaced them, but, you know, that guy needs to be taken care of now. I'm so done with you, Vutok. You're not even in a particularly bad mood anymore. So, first off, you will do no labor whatsoever. I'm done with you doing labor. Probably we can rehabilitate her. Don't know. For now, she's still busy storing something in a stockpile. Whatever. We gotta see how this will play out in the long run. So there's more stuff stinking around here, pissing off my military. It's a bad thing to have a disgruntled military. That's why I don't like this so much. So, but I think we got the stinks under control for now. What are you guys hauling after, actually? What are they after? Well, one of the many, many mysteries. One of the many, many mysteries whenever you have these things going on. So yeah, but do you notice the refuse stockpile is being flooded here? Flooded. So yeah, I was right about that. So let's unblock these items. And I figured that we're going to floor the former ponds here. Because I actually was dense enough to wonder why no water was flowing back into these. And then I realized I put a lid on top of it. Of course no rain can fall into it if there's a roof on top of it. So we're going to floor over it, so nobody else can die in there, you know? One of our dudes died in there. Whatever reason that was, I can't remember anymore. But gist of it here is, once this is all floored, we can expand our refuse stockpile even further. And I like the looks of that. I mean, that stuff's all ultimately rotting, you know? When you look at this stockpile long enough, you'll notice that things will just periodically disappear. There we go. Goodo, so we got this. Let's unlock these things. The next petition, the doctors want a guild now too. All right. So obviously, with all the new citizens, Shinmistum has grown into new status and new importance. That's okay for me. So let's not forget that temple that we got to do here. Probably the engravings will already create enough value. But I'm not going to settle down with that. We're just going to smack in a couple of the many statues that have been made here. There we go. So, we don't want no entertainers. We got a new guild hall to do. I am going to keep this level here occupied with guild halls and smaller temples. And the churches will be downstairs below. So let's put a doctor's guild hall in here. Why not? So I want to do some sort of a irregular shape, something like that. Let's make it a little bit larger than that. Here we go. So keeping this as a to-do marker, because you know my brain, I'm chronically scatterbrained, so nobody was writing anything here. I'm really curious to see what kind of stuff they'll write here, and yeah, just a few engravings more, or the statue, whatever, will be just enough to finish that thing here. Alrighty. So, you guys... Yeah. Now they have their full gear. Amazing. Oh man, I'm so happy. We got 3 squads full with steel. There's one downside. The Walled Kingdoms are running around with copper gear. Weapon-wise, I don't know. They were using the starting gear. I didn't stop them. I guess, if anything, I have to blame myself. Alright, so the Sacred Blister. What kind of stupid titles do you guys have? Sacred Blister. And a Vile Force of Darkness has appeared. Alrighty. So, turns out my jeweler, my premium jeweler, is a worshipper of that in that religion. Yuck. Jeez, get alive, man. So we're going to put the surgeon into that rank. I mean, Sanctum of Gutters, surgeon. I think that's a pretty good thing. But that also means we need a new surgeon in our hospital, so... You gotta wait, goblins. You gotta wait one thing at a time, one thing at a time. So it does seem as if... Alright, it was just a surgeon that was not in business. Alrighty, so the guild hall can be done. And you guys want to parlay? No, we're not going to parlay. You guys just want one of my artifacts, and I'm heavily open on that. So, my men, where are you coming from? And why do you think you stand any chance against my military forces? Alrighty, we're going to station our dwarves somewhere around here. I just want to make sure that the sieging forces are probably kept away from crossing the traps. You know, probably we can do that. It would be amazing. Alright, the Walled Kingdoms are stationed in front of our fortress. I'm pretty sure that this should be totally enough to kill off whatever is attacking us, but I am getting a little bit more cautious, so yeah. It's just a ruddy variety of gobs. You know what? The Walled Kingdoms will just stand here on the roof and meet and greet those guys. I'm pretty sure this will work out just fine. Hey, there we go. I love it when they swarm like that into combat. There we go. So, when you pause and you notice that there's no red heart, yellow heart, anything popping up from your dwarves, then there were 0 casualties, no wounds, no nothing. So, and if you're wondering why some of these look unarmed, that's because they got these weapons, which they gave a name, you know. That's how it comes together, just in case you were wondering. Okay, so we got these down, and that's been the siege. Why the hell should we have given them any of our artifacts if they are not even capable of putting a dent into our into our military dudes, so you guys are totally unworthy. Speaking about bad ideas, so I got to put the prisoner chains back into a separate room. It was pretty nice to do that in a barracks, because it was a very short commute for the soldiers to kill off the prisoners, but it turned out to be just not practical, you know? Practical. So, giant bat is fighting with my axe lord. Oh, I think that's just one of the monster hunters that we employed. Whatever. Let's get back to our guild hall thing. So, the doctor's guild hall will be here. So, first things first, smoothen that thing. And then floor that thing. And be happy with that thing. So, also with the ever-rising wealth of our fortress, I am ever more interested in using more exclusive materials for our fortress, so I want to check in with my gold stockpiles and charcoal stockpiles for that reason. So let's see, iron is diminishing, gold bars, we got a pretty sick stack of these, and charcoal is in a okay situation. I like that. So let's see, we got plenty of gold nuggets left to be smelted, and I'll do the silly thing now. We're going to smelt native gold, or no, we're not going to do the silly thing. Nah, just realized that I want to keep some of that for electrum bars. So let's make another round of electrum bars. Here we have some steel production still running. That's okay for me. Alright. More valuable materials in the making, in short. Because I figured that we really can do it by now, you know? Wood is practically a never-ending resource as long as we keep the caverns under control. And the best part about it, which I haven't been talking about yet, is, you know, we have now 3 squads stacked out with steel gear. That means we are now done with that big consumption, so to say, you know. Our projects will go smaller from here. And therefore, we will not need that much steel anymore or that much fuel anymore. So all in all, we should be really okay with that. So let's find that friggin' doctor's hall one day. Surgeon Doctor, here we go. The doctor is called the Hall of Age. Now that's funny because our faction is called the Towers of Age. Alright, you folks. So let's properly engrave that place. Personally love to do that. And we got to set up a bit of statuary here too, hey? So we're going to utilize those obsidian statues for that purpose. The thing about guild halls is they don't require any party areas or anything, no dance halls or stuff like that. So you don't need to worry about that in particular when you're designing them. Cool, so we got that down. Let's make sure that we are doing some small things in between. Gabbro staircases, for example. There we go. And now let's see back to the surface. Ah, look at them. They're doing their training. I mean, they are really bad at what they do, okay? They really are. They're just scrubby noobs, but that's okay for me. And the human caravan has arrived. So for whatever reason that is, a couple of these things are never being transported away. This is bothering me because I don't really understand how it comes to this. So probably because we have no stockpile for that. Probably. So how's that stockpile here designed? It's accepting all the plants. I bet it doesn't accept any leaves. Yes, that's one thing. So we can... I think I'm getting behind that mystery now. So cheese... Here we go. Probably now everything will be resolved, actually. Look at that. It's being transported away now. Finally. Oh, okay. I always love it when I finally find the solution for a certain problem that I had no clue how it came together like that. So we're going to bring just one gemstone bin, because I really don't know why the hell we should bring up more. Another thing that Shin Mistim has to get done at some point in the future is a proper entrance for the merchants, because currently we're actually not having any good option for merchants to get here with wagons. But since wagons only traverse through to the fortress once you are a barony, I don't care. We got to get that baron's title first. So, dear humans, what do you have for me? So, a thing that's really, really important in the long run for every one of my fortresses, I always had a severe lack of cloth. So I just figured that I'm going to buy the entire stockpile. Yes, you heard that right. And also we're going to buy all that meat, all that fish. Yeah, let's do this. Why? It is a wonderful change in diet for my peeps, and that's what they need, you know? This is spreading happiness. We're just not buying all the cheese because, you know, don't get cheesed by the cheese. So we also got a plenitude of wonderful, valuable gemstones to sell them. So we're going to make a very generous offer here. So there we go. And to make clear that you guys are always welcome here, we're going to give them gemstones as free gifts here still. So you're welcome. Come back again as soon as you want to. The thing is, this is good for us. Our fortress here has a unspeakable wealth of gemstone, and it's just getting better and better the longer we go on here, and therefore it's okay for us. It's totally okay for us. So the statues quarter here is also filling up with fine things. There we go. And our mayor has been re-elected. The Guildhall agreement has been satisfied. Brilliant. And let's see. The books are being made. Sadly, no written content is created yet. But I mean, we got all it takes. We got books, bookcases, we got necessary materials. Probably we should bring up some extra reading and writing spots, eh? So let's fill that place with a little bit more life. Because, you know, at the end of the day, this place shall tell the stories of our heroic conquerors' deeds down there in the Savage Lands. And for some sadistic reasoning that I don't understand, another 30 minutes are almost over. I don't know how, but time flies with this game. And I'm positive that next episode we're going to raid someplace, okay, guys? Because I think it is time that the walled kingdoms are being let loose on the enemy. At least that's one thing that I had in mind. It's simply because the fact the Inky Howls are by now powerful enough to defend this place. We don't need those legendary dwarves right around the corner, you know. And therefore, we're going to do this like that. So everybody, I thank you so much for watching. Next episode will be amazing in that regard, because we're finally going to go deeper for the actual topic of this series. So I'm really looking forward to that. We've braved this entire thing quite well. The only thing that Shin Mistim doesn't have is adamantine, but I always saw Shin Mistim as the Fortress of Steel, so I'm actually not that sad about the fact that, you know, it's okay. So comments go down below. I really love to hear from you folks. Feel free to leave a thumbs up on the video if you want to make it more visible for the rest of the people out there. And of course, consider subscribing. It's a dirty cheap way of supporting the channel. You don't need to spend anything there. And if you want to stay informed about all the new stuff I do publish, just hit that bell thing and you will get a notification whenever something of my daily content is airing. Now, check out the playlist links down there if you want to see more Dwarf Fortress. I did a lot of stuff already. And of course, most importantly, have a good time, and I hope to see you next time as well. Bye-bye.